What's up, guys? Today we're going to be covering what's new in expert mode in Lego Fortnite, and I will also be giving you my best advice on how to not only survive but thrive. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. I'm also doing a weekly live stream of my solo expert mode playthrough right here on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out as well. Let's jump in. Alright, so to start out, on this screen is all of the default settings for the new expert mode in Lego Fortnite. Most of these are now turned on and cannot be turned off. A few of the new and noteworthy settings are enemy difficulty being hard, new Stormwild enemies, and player elimination being permanent. I think the most exciting setting, which puts a lot at stake in our new expert world, is a permanent elimination. If you are eliminated, it is permanent. Now there is one way to get around this, but we'll talk about that later in the video. There are also new Stormwild enemies that seem to be infected by a storm. These are roaming around with the normal creatures that we are all familiar with. What makes them different is they will deal more damage, have more health, and move faster than regular enemies. And I can confirm that yes, they are indeed more difficult. I have on screen now a list of all the Stormwild enemies and an example of what a Stormwild Brute will look like. It kind of looks like pretty much every enemy will have a Stormwild variant to it, so we can kind of guess what to expect, just a bit harder. So the Stormwild Brutes are considered the final boss for each biome, and when you eliminate one, you will unlock a trophy for each Brute variant depending on what biome the Brute is from. If you eliminate a Stormwild Grasslands Brute, you just have to interact with a level 10 Grasslands village to unlock the Grasslands trophy. And so on for the Dry Valley and the Frostlands biomes. Another thing to note is anyone holding a key to an expert world will still have a shot at survival unless the world gets deleted. That means that anyone holding a key will be able to play the world even if everyone else, including the world owner, is eliminated. This could make for some crazy competitions and challenges for sure. And moving on to some of the patch notes and other updates, they are working on the issue related to memory. It looks like instead of a generic message popping up for all memory issues, the message will give more detail about the problem, such as low memory or too many constructs nearby. This will give you better ability to address and fix the issues. And for the bullet points, villagers in the Rebel Village will no longer count towards your World Villager cap. The World Villager count in the Village Hub will display correct number of villagers. Skeletons will be less likely to spawn in villages, which I'm kind of sad about. Lava caves on the Star Wars island will have rubies, which I'm definitely not sad about. Animals will do a better job avoiding campfires, which anyone who has had animals in their village will understand that one. And wolves learn how to swim. Yikes. Alright, that's all for the update. Now I'm going to walk you through everything you need to survive and thrive in expert mode. Behind me is all the equipment that I think you will need to be successful in your new expert world. We have the grill for animal treats, the lumber mill, the spinning wheel, which is used to make your silk and wool threads, which are a critical part in making your charms needed to save yourself from permanent elimination. Then there's the compost bin, which will be used to start and expand your garden. Also, this will give you biomass, which will be important in the future when you're ready to build yourself a vehicle. The crafting bench, well, I think we all know what a crafting bench is for by now. The grain mill is what you will use to create more seeds that will allow you to expand your garden, as you can see. Then the stone breaker, which is needed to create slabs for a few of the different pieces of equipment over here. And I've set a few things off to the side that I think are important for the later game, but are not necessarily needed or available earlier in the game. Those items are the oven, the gem cutter, which is needed to make these other two pieces of equipment, and the essence table, which later in the game is one of the most important things to have, in my opinion. The oven is great for making more advanced hunger and heal items, such as pies, and the essence table is what you're going to use to apply essences to your tools, as you can see from my axe and pickaxe here. On the screen, I'm going to have all of the recipes for the essences you can apply. Personally, I use triple damage for my swords and crossbows, and triple durability for my axe and pickaxe. But now that I have the luck essence, I might switch over to that instead of the durability for my axe and pickaxe, especially when using the lightsaber trick when harvesting. For the gardening, it's actually really simple to start and almost no maintenance once it gets going. You just have to use your compost bin. Personally, I like using bones because they give you not only soil and fertilizer, but also lots of biomass, which I use often to power my vehicles. There are many ways to get what you need, but that's just my preference. And I recommend around 20 snowberry and 20 spicy pepper plants. Once they're started, there's no need to replant them. You just take them over to your animal barn here and feed them to your cow once you get one. It'll actually make you spicy burgers for the peppers and snowberry shakes for the snowberries. And I have the yields for those on screen for how much it takes to get one of each of those food items. All right, and for my equipment that I always carry on my person, I carry one axe and one pickaxe. The rarity all depends on what I'm harvesting, since I don't like to waste a high rarity axe to harvest something like wood. I also have my crossbow, and you want this as high of a rarity as possible to you. As far as charms, the most important charm in this game mode is the Totem of Return. I have on screen all of the recipes for all rarities of this totem. You always want one of these equipped at all times in this game mode. This is your only way to ensure safety from permanent elimination, as well as crafting good health charms. I even recommend having one or more backups on hand, so you are never left without. Also remember, armor is not applied in expert mode, so say goodbye to all of that extra armor that we all know and love. I also always make sure that I have a glider and a grappler for quick and efficient movement. Your speed and movement ability could be the difference between safety and elimination. And last but not least, arrows, and, well, more arrows. So when I am out exploring or engaging in combat, this is my best loadout to ensure efficiency and safety. For the first slot, I have my close combat items such as my sword or lightsaber. My second and third slots are the only ones I change based on whether I am harvesting materials or engaging in combat. The axe and pickaxe are equipped to harvest, but can be quickly swapped to crossbow and grappler if any dangerous situation arises. And when I am ready to harvest again, I simply just swap it back. In the last two slots, I'm carrying my heals and hunger item. The spicy burgers are great for hunger, extra hearts, and keeping warm. The snowberry shakes are great for very quick healing and keeping cool. In my offhand, I keep my shield, which I never used until expert mode, but I regret never using it before. Now in my charms, oh wait, hang on a sec. Okay, I'm back. I was missing a charm. So I used 2 inner fire charms and 1 cool-headed charm, and as you can see, it doesn't change the amount of hearts I have at all as I swap back and forth. When I'm in the dry valley, I equip the cool-headed. When I'm in the frostlands, I replace it with the other inner fire. And paired with the burgers and shakes, you should never be too hot nor too cold. And of course, you know I have my Totem of Return equipped, along with my glider for extra mobility. Alright, now that I've talked about what you need to get started, what equipment to carry, and how to maximize your output with very little resources, I think it's time that we go see one of these Stormwild enemies in action. Alright, as the night settles in, coming over this hill, you can really pick out the Stormwild enemies by the purple glow with the lightning effect around them. Personally, I like to hunt for the storm cores at night, because how easy they are to see. Just be careful, as you can see here, there's a lot of skeletons roaming around in the darkness. Alright, and right there you could also tell that the normal skeleton was only 2 hits, and the Stormwild one took 3 hits. So they definitely have a bit more health, and I can say from experience they are definitely a bit faster as well. And oh, it looks like there's a brute there in the distance. But unfortunately, I forgot to mention one critical thing earlier about what to keep on you. The arrows. So, I'll be right back. Alright, I made it back to the village, and I think I grabbed plenty of arrows. I usually like to keep 2 stacks on me, just to be safe. But now we're ready for the ultimate Grasslands challenge. And there it is. I can see as well, it is a Stormwild brute, so if we can pull this off, we can unlock the Grasslands trophy. Oh boy. In just the light of the moon. Let me switch to combat mode here. And wish me luck. And there we have it. As the sun rises, the brute falls. I really want to emphasize how OP this triple damage crossbow is. I made this look easy. And oh my goodness, one grassland brute gives you 30 storm core. That's crazy. The right equipment and the best charms in the game, and a little bit of dodging and rolling, of course. Anything is possible. And for the last step in this video, I think it's time to go place down our trophy. Let's go. Here we are. After making just a few marble slabs, I was able to place down our very own brand new Grasslands trophy. And I will say it does look pretty good. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, or simply if you just love Lego Fortnite. I have many more videos planned. I hope to catch y'all in the future. Until next time, stay awesome, everyone. Peace.